students, once again. Today our topic is theories of evolution. In this we will learn theory of natural selection. तो लास्ट वीडियो में हमने बात की थी थ्योरी ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस ऑफ एक्यूट कैरेक्टर बाय मार्क, और आज का हमारा टॉपिक जो है दैट इज थ्योरी ऑफ नेचुरल सिलेक्शन। इस थ्योरी को प्रपोज किया था it was proposed by one of the famous naturalist Charles Robert Darwin। डार्विन जो था ये पैदा हुआ था 1806 के अंदर एट श्रीवसबरी in England। तो डार्विन जो था he was from the England, was an English naturalist. He was born in 1806 at Shrewsbury in England. The Darwin publishes his book, one of the famous book, The Origin of Species। Darwin was the author of book The Origin of Species। ये इसकी एक फेमस बुक है। तो ये थ्योरी जो है नेचुरल सिलेक्शन, थ्योरी ऑफ नेचुरल सिलेक्शन, इसके बारे में हम देखेंगे, इसके पोस्टुलेट्स देखेंगे हम, इसके हम क्रिटिसिज्म देखेंगे हम, मगर उससे पहले हम जाएंगे द हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड ऑफ द डार्विन। तो इन 1831 डार्विन को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली टू ट्रैवल by ship, one of the famous ship, HMS Beagle, for voyage of world. What is the voyage? It's a long journey by ship. When a person sails in the seas, or a long journey by a ship, that is called voyage. During this voyage, he get the opportunity for exploration. To find out the new things in the world. तो इसे तलाश थी, इसे एक मौका मिला था for exploration के लिए, तलाश के लिए। During this traveling, the Darwin sailed to the islands of Atlantic Ocean and coasts of South America। तो एमएचएस बेल की वजह से ये ट्रैवल कर रहा था, तो ये पूछा from the islands of Atlantic Ocean and coasts of South America. During his voyage, he carefully noted various fauna, flora, and geology of various little islands। तो यहाँ पे हमने देखा during his voyage he collected so many little things such as the small animals or the large flora and fauna and geology of various little islands. Also, his journey was started in 1831. The journey ends at 1836. So this voyage was for 5 years. Once again, repeat the same. The theory of natural selection was proposed by Charles Robert Darwin. He was born at Shrewsbury, England in 1806. He was the author of the famous book, The Origin of Species. In 1831, he get an opportunity to travel by HMS Beagle for voyage of world for exploration. During his voyage, he traveled to the islands of Atlantic Ocean and coasts of South America. This voyage was started in 1831 and ended at 1836, so the time duration of this voyage was 5 years. In the 5 years, the Darwin carefully noted flora, fauna, and geology of various little islands. At later of voyage, the Charles Darwin sailed to Galapagos Islands. Galapagos Islands. तो लास्ट टाइम जब 5 years कंप्लीट होने वाले थे तो लास्ट टाइम ये चला गया गैलापागोस आइलैंड्स की तरफ. तो गैलापागोस आइलैंड्स जो होते हैं, दे आर द ग्रुप ऑफ आइलैंड्स व्हिच कंटेन स्मॉल आइलैंड्स अबाउट 21 islands. The location of the Galapagos Islands are, it's about 600 miles away from South America. South America. In the Galapagos Islands, the Darwin notices various variations, differences in various living organisms which were found there. This is a very important point. He found variations. He found large variations among the living organisms which were found there. Also, the Darwin called the Galapagos Islands as living laboratory. Living laboratory. Let's explain again. The voyage was for the 5 years. It lasts for 5 years, starting at 1831 and is at 1836 for 5 years. During this voyage, the Darwin travels to the islands of Atlantic Ocean and coasts of South America. During this voyage, he collected or he noted fauna, flora, and geology of various small or little islands. The later of the voyage, he sailed to the Galapagos Islands. What are the Galapagos Islands? They are the small islands which contain about 21 small islands. These Galapagos Islands are about 600 miles away from South America, where he found the variations among living organisms which were found there. Also, the Darwin called the Galapagos Islands as living laboratory. In Galapagos Islands, the Darwin comes across various giant tortoises. Also, he found small common birds. They are called finches. These are small birds, finches. As we already know that Darwin found the great variation in the Galapagos Islands. He found the giant tortoise or the large sized tortoise there. He found the small common birds. He called them finches. These finches were very much important. They show differences in the shape, size, and adaptation of feeding. These small finches, they were different. They were small birds, but they were different in their beak size, in beak shape, and adaptation of feeding. What is adaptation of feeding? Means that some were eating the grains, some were eating the nuts, some were eating the small insects. So there was differences, there was variation among the living organisms which were found there. Darwin also noticed that the fossils which he collected there were similar to the species found in man land. The fossils which he collected there, they were similar to the species which were found in the mainland. This was about the Galapagos Islands. In the Galapagos Islands, Darwin found giant reptiles, that's tortoise, and small common birds called Galapagos finches. These finches were different in their beak, in shape, size, and adaptation of feed. Also, he found the fossils there. These fossils were similar to the species found in the mainland. What was the mainland? It was the South America. He called the mainland as South America. After that, in 1838, the Charles Darwin went through an essay. The essay was known as the Principles of Population. Very important essay of Malthus. तो डार्विन 1838 के अंदर ऐसे ही पढ़ लेता है, तो ऐसे का नाम है प्रिंसिपल ऑफ पॉपुलेशन, लिखा है ये माल्थस ने. तो माल्थस ने इस प्रिंसिपल ऑफ पॉपुलेशन के अंदर लिखा है कि जो पॉपुलेशन जो है इट इज इंक्रीजिंग rapidly than available food resources. This is very important here. The Malthus in the essay says that population is increasing rapidly than available food. Also, the population is increasing in geometric ratio. In the essay, the population is increasing in a geometric ratio. What does it mean? इसका ये मतलब होता है, for example, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. That is 16. Also, the food resources or the food supply increases in arithmetic ratio. If we take the same ratio, that's 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 4, 6, 8. Here, it is 16. It means that it is increasing rapidly here. The population is increasing rapidly here because the reproduction is performing very fastly. And the population is increasing very rapidly. But in the food supply, it remains low because it is increasing in arithmetical ratio. Darwin, after reading the essay, Principle of Population of Malthus, he started giving the final shape to his findings. But during his final shape to his findings, he received manuscript on the tendency of variation to depart from original type. This was the manuscript, the tendency of variation to depart from original type. He receives this manuscript from Alfred Russel Alfred Russel Wallace. His observation was from, he done his observation in Malaya archipelago, group of islands. Malaya was the island. The Darwin done his findings from the Galapagos Island, and the Wallace done his observation from the Malaya archipelago. The observations of the Russell Wallace was similar to the Darwin. Both in 1858 present paper to Linnean Society of London. They submit their findings to the Linnean Society of London, and they use the term evolution. They use the term evolution. Let's repeat again. During his final shape to his findings, the Darwin received the manuscript. The manuscripts are mostly they are the handwritten or the typewriter written. These are the manuscripts. He receives the manuscript on the tendency of variation to depart from original type. This was written by Alfred Russel Wallace. His observation was on Malaya archipelago. He also had the same observation similar to the Darwin. In 1858, both, that is Darwin and Wallace, they present paper to the Linnean Society of London and use the term evolution. The theory of natural selection was announced on 1858 by Darwin and Wallace. So here the historical background is completed, in which we learn how was the journey of the Darwin, and second there is a Russell. They combine together and gives the theory of natural selection. In the next video, we will learn about the postulates of theory of natural selection.